Oof. Looks like we're back. Thanks for being here. I'm KJ. This is my channel, Scariest Movie Ever channel on YouTube. I've been here for a really long time. I'm grateful my channel's still here because a lot of people are falling to the side lately. In fact, I might be doing an interview with Isaac from Illuminati Watcher sometime this week. I'll let you guys know, but he lost his channel recently as well. And, I was away for a while, and mentioned that in the last chat show I did, kind of where I've been, what's been going on. So thanks for your patience, man. We're back, and we're going to try to get back into this as a regular Monday thing. Not even try, we're going to do. And I've also got a lot of my videos caught up finally. So I got a new video coming out tomorrow before noon. I'll drop it in the morning. And that's it. See you later. Thanks for joining us. Not just kidding. Still got a lot to show you. I've been out of town and all kinds of stuff the last few weeks, and I wasn't able to work very much, and it was crazy. So I wasn't able to check things out as much as I typically do, but I still have plenty to show you tonight. Some of this might be a bit of a hodgepodge, which means some of these stories may be a little bit longer than a week, like maybe 2 weeks. But if you're okay with that, then that's cool. Grab your favorite drink, nestle up with your favorite pet, or even a loved one. And I hope you enjoy. I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get into it. So this one right here is a very interesting story, and you probably heard about this. Egyptian authorities, they shut down plan to drink red liquid from an ancient sarcophagus. So you heard the story about the sarcophagus. I didn't really include that because it's going to go into one of my videos coming up. It's connecting to some other things. And if you don't know much about the connection between fallen angels and ancient Egypt, definitely look into that. It's very interesting. That would be worthy of like a documentary, and there have been documentaries done on it. So look into that subject sometime. So if you haven't heard, though, yeah, look into that. They found a large black sarcophagus in Egypt, and they opened it up. And well, I'll just get right into the story here. It says you might not necessarily think it's a good idea to drink ancient liquid from a cursed sarcophagus, but 10,000 people disagree. That's how many people have signed a petition to get access to the red liquid, which bathed 3 mummies found when a tomb was prized open this week. I'm thinking pride, probably. There's been so much desperation to drink it and gain its powers that the government has had to step in. The antiquities minister said the liquid is neither juice for mummies that contains an elixir of life, nor is it red mercury. In fact, the liquid is sewage water. Inez McKendrick, who started the petition, said, "We need to drink the red liquid from the cursed dark sarcophagus in the form of some sort of carbonated energy drink so we can assume its powers and finally die. If we can believe the Egyptian government, you certainly might die from drinking it. But because it is sewage, not because it is some kind of high elixir that can transport you to a new realm." The ministry also said the bones found inside do not belong to any ancient rulers, although the remains are undergoing a thorough examination to reveal more. Speculation has mounted across media since the discovery of the 2,000-year-old sarcophagus in the coastal city of Alexandria earlier this month, with some suggesting that it belongs to the ancient Greek ruler Alexander the Great. The large black granite sarcophagus was found during construction work on buildings. There's a picture. People want to drink that. They want to drink that red stuff. Egyptian media had raised concerns that they could be about to unleash a 2,000-year-old vengeance on the city of Alexandria, but things seem okay so far. The sarcophagus was discovered next to a stone head made of alabaster and had laid unopened since it was found 20 days ago. There's a picture of it. There's three skeletons found inside. And there you go. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on this story and see what happens. See if there was maybe an actual curse released with this. The identity of the skeletons inside are still a mystery, although it's possible the alabaster bust was of the tomb's owner. And there's your story. That's it. It is made of black granite, about 265 centimeters long and 185 centimeters tall. And it weighed 30 tons. It was found 5 meters underground. But the takeaway is people want to drink that stuff right there, that red stuff. It's crazy. Sex robot firm uses 3D printer to clone women as insatiable plastic sex slaves. Chinese company DS Doll is pioneering a frankly alarming technology using 3D printers to create artificially intelligent sex robots from scans of real people. The implications of the technology are chilling, with experts warning that in future, stalkers could use similar technology to create a sex doll in the image of their intended victim in a new form of revenge porn. Cloud Climax, which resells DS Doll in Europe, has created a talking sex robot and plans to use 3D scanning to speed up production. So they know the dangers, but they're speeding up production, right? Get this into the hands of the people. Marketing manager Sam told the Daily Star the 3D printer is connected to a 3D scanner, which can be used to scan the body of a full person as well as prototype parts for replication. This type of technology is excellent for creating new doll bodies and faces as they can be developed from a real human. Doesn't sound creepy at all, does it? While the current use of 3D printing is just to speed up manufacturing, Kathleen Richardson, professor of ethics and culture of robots, wow, professor of ethics and culture of robots and AI. Anyway, she says the technology could be used for a kind of revenge porn. Richardson told Metro UK, we could see this as a kind of revenge porn which needs to be banned because you could end up having your stalker or rapist or ex create a doll in the image of someone. This would turn it into a form of sexual harassment. Richardson says that while 3D may be used to recreate a person, but the reality of such dolls is dehumanizing. Here's one. She says 3D printing will create a shell. There's a view that robots are becoming more sophisticated. Yeah, they are. And that they will become indistinguishable from a human. We are living in a science fiction film. I've been saying that for years, but no amount of masturbation over or into dolls is going to solve the impossible, creating a human-like machine. There's your new girlfriend. So there you go. Nothing creepy about that at all. Wow. So this video right here went pretty viral. This is just one of the places I found it. I've seen it some other places as well. This YouTube channel is called The Hidden Underbelly 2.0. And I check this guy out quite a bit, his channel, because he's pretty good at finding some really weird footage. You know, I love weird footage. But I'll blow this up a little bit and we'll play it out. And this is really wild. So look closely in the water, okay, behind this this canoe or whatever it is they're on. And I'll play it a few times. Check this out. Okay, so there it is. You can start to see it right there, kind of in the center screen. Just keep an eye on this. And I think he's going to slow it down a bit as well. There you go. Pretty crazy, huh? I don't know if you saw that or not. sometimes you could play that a couple times there to see it. But you can check that out for yourself at The Hidden Underbelly 2.0, Eerie Apparition. And indeed it is. Not sure exactly what it is, but it looks like something's there, right? And it's kind of crazy. Imagine seeing that following you around underwater. Man, I mean, the hits just keep coming with YouTube. It's unbelievable. It really is. This is where, again, I always say that, I literally pray about my channel every day. I thank our Heavenly Father that I still have a channel. And that's the way I see it, because there's like nothing you can do about this. It seems like in the physical, because they just keep, it seems like they're really trying to push the creators out, obviously. And they're wanting to compete with Netflix, I'm guessing, seems to be the idea. But YouTube now debuts a plan to promote and fund authoritative news. They're trying to give a voice back to authoritative news. See, those days are done. Those days are done. All these old constructs are falling away. This idea of your trusted news reporter or news reader is just done. It's finished, and that's why YouTube has been so cutting edge for so long. Even though they're literally killing it. It seems like they're really trying to kill the independent voice now. But it's the best place to find any kind of truth anymore. I still watch a lot of these horrible news channels, and I mix it all up together. And I just use my own discernment and reason and logic the best I can to try to figure out the truth. And that's really what we all have to do now, right? It's crazy because of the fake news phenomenon. It's just gotten out of control. And it's so hard to know who you can trust, and you really can't anyway. All this stuff's being exposed. Everything that was in the dark is coming to the light. Everything is really controlled by like 5 corporations. Interesting that all these corporations and all the companies under these corporations have some kind of Masonic or, if you will, Illuminati type symbolism in their logos. Go figure. Kind of weird, right? So that's what we're up against. And now we got YouTube. They're going to give us real news, guys. Don't worry. They're going to get you some real news. Okay. I'm sure it's not going to be extremely left at all. I'm sure it's going to be right there in the center. Probably even right leaning. Okay. I know that's not going to happen, but let's read a little bit here, shall we? Following a year in which YouTube has repeatedly promoted conspiracy theory videos. I mean, now, see, we're already starting off bad. In which YouTube has repeatedly promoted conspiracy theory videos. I guess my stuff would fall into that category. As far as the mainstream goes, my stuff would be considered fringe, I guess, right? During breaking news events like the shootings in Parkland, Florida and Vegas, the company announced on Monday a slew of new features it hopes will make news on the platform more reliable and less susceptible to manipulation. The company is also investing $25 million. Yeah, $25 million in grants to news organizations looking to expand their video operations as part of a larger $300 million program sponsored by YouTube's sister company, Google. Awesome. Wonder who's getting those grants. CNN, MSNBC, all the mainstream news sources, I'm sure. Oh, well. And there you go. Among the many changes YouTube announced Monday are substantive tweaks to the tools. Awesome. They're going to tweak the algorithm again. This is great. Last time they tweaked the algorithm, they destroyed so many creators. It's so not cool, man. I mean, people, a lot of us, this is your job, for a lot of people. Okay. It really is. You know this. For years, it's been that way. It's not just people like me that do fringy type stuff, I guess you could say, but I mean, it's a lot of mainstream type people as well. I mean, all kinds of creators were hit with this thing and destroyed them, just destroyed tons and tons of channels. But hey, they're going to go ahead and tweak it again. Don't worry. Everything's cool. They've got this. Oh boy. So yeah, so they're going to make some tweaks to the tools it uses to recommend news related videos. Gee, I wonder what kind of news channels are going to be put up on the main page there on YouTube. In the coming weeks, YouTube will start to display an information panel above videos about developing stories, which will include a link to an article that Google News deems to be most relevant and authoritative. on the subject. So we're in good hands, guys. Google's got this. They're going to take care of us. The move is meant to help prevent hastily recorded hoax videos from rising to the top of YouTube's recommendations. Now, that's something I've talked a lot about as well. The hoax tards, this is why I don't like being called a part of the truth community or any of this kind of stuff. The truth community is it's a mess. It's a joke on YouTube, what's left of it, as far as I'm concerned. And one of the biggest issues has always been the hoax tards. Every time something happens, and maybe they're wanting to get the money, maybe they're just wanting to get the title of the video in there and the subject so they can get the views and they can get the clicks. And maybe that's why every time there's a shooting or something else bad happens in the world or an explosion somewhere, in less than 24 hours, tons of videos coming out. It's a hoax. This is fake, and all that stuff, right? I mean, with just no investigation, not giving it any time to let the story kind of come out, because we need to see what the narrative is behind the stories, because there's almost always a narrative, right? And really start, putting some dots together. No, we don't see a lot of that. We see a lot of the so-called truth channels on YouTube. Yay. Pumping out these hoax tard videos. Every time something happens, suddenly it's a hoax. This isn't real. And like I said, my channel and some other channels have been complaining about this for a long time. But again, that's why I don't want to be considered a part of the so-called truth community on YouTube. I just want to be my own thing. I'm just KJ at the scariest movie ever. That's it. There I said it. And now we're seeing why. Now we're seeing the what happened with the hoax tards. We're seeing what they're causing. See, there you go. The move is meant to help prevent hastily recorded hoax tard videos from rising to the top of YouTube's recommendations. Thanks, hoax tards. Thanks, YouTube truth community. Thanks, guys. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people on YouTube. I'm sub to a lot of channels that I think are fantastic, and I guess you would consider them part of a truth community, even though I think themselves, they don't like being called that. So there is truth here, obviously, on YouTube. You're going to find more truth. There's plenty of deception as well, but you'll find more truth here than you will in the mainstream. But just like the mainstream, you have to use your discernment and kind of pick through things, Anyway, there you go. So, okay, YouTube. Thanks. Thanks, YouTube. Dixon City Council bracing for protests over controversial vice mayor. Some residents are planning to protest the Dixon's vice mayor during a council. Oh, there's a story, actually. Hey, what do you know? Let's watch the story and see what they say. How's that?
A straight pride editorial where he used homophobic. And Dixon residents planning to protest the city's vice mayor during a council meeting tonight. Ted Hickman recently wrote a straight pride editorial where he used homophobic slurs. An online petition to remove Hickman from office has gained traction. Now more than 20,000 people have signed up.
Yeah, so anyway, he used homophobic slurs. Ruh-roh, so let's destroy him. This is the world we're in now. And it's very convoluted, these kind of stories. I've got some more of them to show as well. It's really like 1984. It really is the thought police. And now, of course, they're going back into people's histories to find out what they've said in the past or what they've done, and they're bringing that up and destroying that or destroying people with that as well. It's the new, what's the term I'm looking for here? It was on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember now. Shucks. But yeah, this is getting crazy. We're seeing it all over the place now. And just in my mind, when I see stuff like this, and considering the kind of times we're in, it's like I'm almost waiting for it all to turn against the Christians. We haven't seen massive Christian persecution in America. It's happening all around the world. We're not really seeing it, that bad here. Yes, it's here, but I just feel like that's all a part of it as well. This is just more of that dividing line, between the sheep and the goats, good and evil, or whatever. And the system's going absolutely bonkers now. So there's that. It's just a short vid I wanted to show you. California University works to reduce the number of white people on campus. In keeping with the diversity and inclusion movement sweeping campuses across the country, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo recently released a 30-page report outlining plans to improve diversity, via a series of initiatives. One goal is to increase the number of people of color on campus beyond the increases that have already occurred over the past few years. In 2011, the campus was 63% Caucasian. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe this. That is disgusting. The May 2nd report informs readers, in fall of 2017, it was less than 55%. Good, okay. I guess, but there is still much more work to do. Okay, all right, The Public Research Institute. What about people just getting what they deserve, getting what they've earned, regardless of their color, their sexual orientation? Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? So, okay, I'm going to keep moving on here. The Public Research Institution states it wishes to get those numbers more in line with the state's percentage of white people, which recent polls hold at 39.7% of the population. So let's get less white people in this university here. Let's bring in more diversity, I guess. For what purpose, I'm not sure. But, well, here it is, I guess. To further advance its goals of reflecting the demographics of California and creating a more diverse and inclusive campus community, Cal Poly administration has developed the following Diversity Action Initiatives document, the report states. In it, administration details a multi-year effort with dozens of initiatives, including ones to further lower the percentage of white students on campus and increase the number of faculty of color. Why does this seem so unfair to me? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But those darn white people, I am so tired of them. They're always just coming around and messing stuff up and just not cleaning up after themselves. And white people. Am I right? I mean, come on. This stuff's getting ridiculous. It has been for a long time. But so the man in the angry clown mask robs Atlanta Waffle House, shoots customer. That clown spirit. Remember all the angry clowns in the last couple of years, usually around September and October, we see a lot of this stuff popping up. I've covered that stuff a lot in the past myself, but still got people running around in clown masks creating crime. A gunman in an angry clown mask is on the run after shooting a customer early Tuesday at a Northwest Atlanta Waffle House. Officials told the Atlanta Journal the customer was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital in stable condition after being shot in the neck. All right. Angry clowns. It's a spirit. Hey, here's the hidden underbelly again. Another good vid. And he's been lucky knocking these out of the park here lately because he's getting some good footage. It's another one that went really viral. I've seen this in some other places as well. This kid's got 500-something thousand views, and it came out July 10th. So this is a viral video. You can see by the thumbs up and thumbs down, it's pretty split, but I'm going to bring the screen up a bit, and you can make up your own mind of what you think this is. Check this out. Pretty weird, right? I love how he's keeping it old school YouTube fringe, because I used to do that a lot too. I still do, actually, in some of the videos I do, especially or on the website, is have creepy footage with creepy music in the background. I think it's great. it's a staple. You know, it's been here for a long time. It's great. So this young man is carrying the torch. So there you go. Weird little creature. Not sure what it is. I don't know. And another one. This is from Now You Know. This one's older, but as I was going through some of the videos of the monsters and stuff, I saw this one. I'd never seen it before, and massively viral. It's like a year or so old, but like 2.5 million views. So look at this thing right here, though. This is really wild. I mean, I'm figuring probably just, I guess, some kind of a crocodile or something. I don't know, but I've never seen something like this. Check this out. Look at those chompers.
Disturbing footage shows the moment a bold explorer stumbled upon a bizarre, never-before-seen creature with giant, jagged teeth laying on a remote riverbank. Thought to have been shot near the Tigris River in northern Ukraine. It begins showing the explorer breathing heavily while muttering as he approaches the dark shape of the reptile like.
I can't do the robot voice thing, man. There's a lot of people do the robot voice thing with their videos. I've noticed that as well. Never been a fan, but I do like this footage. I mean, look at that thing. Those chompers. Let's shove a stick at it. Look at it. Just dips away. That is crazy looking. It looks like a dragon. Looks like a dragon. It's got some kind of weird appendages on the back of its head. Weird. Anyway, thought I'd share that one too. So moving on, you can go watch that at Now You Know YouTube channel. Explorer stumbled upon bizarre creature with giant jagged teeth. This just immediately, when I saw this story and saw this picture, it reminds me of the idea of the locusts, from the pit with the stingers like scorpions. Look at this thing. Terrifying new species of wasp with a stinger like a fierce weapon is discovered. Look at this little monster here. Researchers have discovered a terrifying new species of wasp whose stinger they describe as being like a fierce weapon. The team from the University of Turku in Finland found the new species living in the Amazon rainforest. Professor, I'm not even going to try to say that name, who worked on the study, said the stinger of the new parasitoid wasp called Clistopyga, I'm not sure, and another word I can't pronounce, is not only long, but also very wide in comparison with the size of the species. Now look at this thing, man. Look at that stinger. Ouch. Right? Ouch. Look at that thing. It's like the locust from the pit with stingers like a scorpion. That's what I thought when I saw it. So it looks like. I've studied I guess what it would look like. I've studied tropical parasitoid wasps for a long time, but I've never seen anything like it. The stinger looks like a fierce weapon. We get that, guys. You said that same thing like 5 times. All female wasps have a stinger, which is used to either inject venom or lay eggs. And there you go. Freaky looking new species of wasp with a massive stinger. Look at that stinger. It's interesting that a lot of these groups are kind of, at each other now as well. These groups you would think, the far lefty type groups that you'd think would be sticking together. Not so much. Feminists clash with transgenders at London Pride Parade. We told you it would happen, and it finally has. Conservatives long predicted that feminism and transgenderism were ultimately incompatible, but for a long time it seemed like the LGBT movement might just hold them together. Well, on Saturday, that movement burst open as lesbians led the parade in attacking transgenderism. Transactivism erases lesbians, read a banner that temporarily led the Pride in London march in the heart of Britain's capital. This banner naturally caused quite a stir, with London Mayor Sadiq Khan denouncing it in a statement. Pride is about celebrating difference in London's amazing LGBT community. It's about showing those around the world that in our great city, you can be free to be whoever you want to be, and love whoever you want to love. That's always the message. Yeah, man, we just want to love who we want to love, you know. Has nothing to do with it's always touchy with these subjects. I know there's gay people that watch my videos and my shows, and a lot of you have reached out to me, and I get that, but you know, and I got to stay true to me, of course, with this stuff. And I mean, it is, you know, I mean, it's a sin, obviously. Like, there's a lot of things that are a sin. I get this, but I mean, even Jesus spoke of this. I mean, there's something that's just like, you know, extra bad almost with this, I feel sometimes in God's eyes, because it's using our bodies against what the natural use was for. And we're even told that, you know, the homosexuals are turned over to a reprobate mind, which means that God's basically going to pull the hedge of protection away and say, fine, you know, if you want to chase lusts and you kind of be an abomination, again, going against the natural order, then you will be turned over to all of these, you know, these things, this lust, this drive, these different spirits. Everyone acts like it's such a bad thing, you know, trying to, you know, explain to homosexuals, you know, how God sees it, why it might not be such a good idea, you know, but at the same time, I love everybody. Like I said, I'm not sitting here trying to be the judge and jury. There's plenty of things in my life that aren't right either and haven't been right, you know, but I do try. I will say that. I've definitely repented of a lot of things, but there's always things that still hang in there from time to time, and I guess that's what makes us human, you know. Anywho, there you go. So they're turning against each other. It's crazy. Well, that story, I guess, disappeared. It's too bad. Let's see what else we got here next. This is just kind of a nice one I wanted to share. You know, I've got a bit of a wanderlust, they call it. You know, I like to travel. I like to, you know, in fact, it's not just an I like to travel. I'm very restless. I'm a restless person. And, you know, I'm always looking for a new place to go, new place to move, where I'm going to be next. You know, it's just the way I am. You know, I'm just very, very unsettled. So I love stories like this. Retirement planning, go abroad, and you can live nicely on just 30 grand a year. So let's take a look at some of these places they're talking about. Let's read this. If you've been racking your brain about where to retire on a budget, it might be time to think outside the US. A new report by International Living, which publishes information about living abroad, ranks the 5 best places to retire and coast on 30 grand a year. You know, you guys know I lived out in Costa Rica a few years. I'm telling you, you can live out there for much less than 30 grand a year and live well, but that's just me. To be sure, retiring in a new country will require studying up on the tax implications, along with pulling off some other logistical maneuvering. But for many older Americans, the work will be well worth finding a new affordable place to spend their golden years. The average monthly Social Security check is, get out of here, is $1,400. And more than 40% of single adults receive more than 90% of their income from that check. So here are the cities where that check will go really far. I was really looking at Portugal myself there for a while. I'm sticking around America here for a while. I'm around family, and that's been really good. But, you know, sooner or later, I'm probably going to have to bounce out and make another move. It's just the way I am. And we'll see what the future holds. But Mafra, Portugal, a couple can live comfortably in this city around 20 miles north of Lisbon for just $2,034 a month. Nearby, you'll find beaches, parks, frequent concerts, and plays, along with plenty of cafes and bars to choose from. It looks nice. That little picture does. Ecuador. I've been there. Cuenca, Ecuador. In Ecuador's third largest city, couples can live nicely on just $1,680 a month, excluding travel, according to International Living. A 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, or 2.5 bedroom, a 3-bedroom, 2.5, should say bathroom apartment condo can go for just $700 a month. And I had seen a lot of deals like that in different South and Central American countries. It's a good deal, huh? Among the colonial architecture, you'll find festivals, distinctive food, and breathtaking scenery. There you go. Less than $2,000 a month. There you go. There's your window. There's your back door right there. How's that for a view, huh? Central Valley, Costa Rica. My heart home, my soul home, which I can never return to unless I can somehow come up with $30,000. Couples can retire here, where 2/3 of the country's population is concentrated, for between $2,000 and $2,500 a month. The area is surrounded by forest, mountains, and farms. Retirees will find elegant residential communities, excellent medical facilities, first-class shopping, etc., etc. And that is absolutely true. It is a wonder. If you can ever get out to Costa Rica, I will be envious, but I hope you'll make that trip. It is well worth it. A wonderful and beautiful place. And wonderful people. Wonderful people. Padasi, Panama. I like Panama as well. A few hours away from Panama City, Padasi will cost couples around $2,000 a month to live. The fishing town is great for beach lovers and people who enjoy a place where the pace of life is slow. City is surrounded by cattle ranches and cornfields. Look at that. I love it. One retiree tells International Living a housekeeper charges $15 and a beer and can be yours for $1. I don't know what that means. One retiree tells International Living a housekeeper charges $15 and a beer can be yours for $1. I don't get that. But anyway, housekeepers are very inexpensive, at least in Costa Rica. That's Phnom Penh. I think I'm saying that right. Cambodia. Cost of living in Cambodia is amongst the lowest in the world. But according to International Living, the standard of living is high, leading to more retirees and expats choosing to make this country their home. A single retiree can get by on just $1,150 a month. So just want to share that with you. Put that up there in your noggin. They kick around a bit. You don't have to be retired to go do this either, but just something to think about. That's on USA Today. All right. So, okay. This is, it's like this says right here, they're trying to normalize, pedos and sexuality with children. We knew this was eventually going to be it. Remember the gay marriage and all that stuff was coming around, and a lot of us were saying it's a slippery slope and it's going to lead to these things. And of course, many people called us retarded and idiots and morons. And now here we are. This is a slippery slope, and we're there. And a lot of us have just been waiting for this to be more mainstream. And here it comes. We're seeing a lot of this stuff. So there you have it. There you have it. Woman 21 killed boyfriend during sex in a satanic ritual before dismembering him. Gruesome police reports state the 24-year-old victim's arms, legs, and wiener had been severed after he died. That is just so, ugh. The dismembering is just gross enough as it is, but, to chop off a dude's wiener, man, that is just so wrong. It's feared the body was dismembered so it resembled the satanic idol Baphomet. Interesting, eh? The transgender Baphomet. And Mr. Sienkiewicz and Onigina, 21, were known to be interested in the occult, as well as BDSM sex. Play with fire, sir. You dance with the devil. You're going to get some doo-doo on your shoes or your wiener cut off, and there you go. Lawyer said fingers were cut off that Baphomet usually folds inwards in images, and he has cloven hooves, which seem similar to the severed toes on Dimitri's feet. Many sources describe Baphomet with blonde curly hair. Dimitri had the same. I've never seen the blonde curly hair, but hey. I think that's his parts, so we're just going to scoot past that. So anyway, I just want to share that. It's pretty terrible. The Baphomet. You dance with the devil, you're going to get some doo-doo on your shoes, and you might get your wiener cut off. And there you have it. It's your message for the day. Tell your friends. A vampire killer is caught after he is seen drinking the blood of a woman whose throat he'd slit in Zimbabwe. A vampire killer who brutally slit an elderly woman's throat so he could suck blood from her wound has been arrested in Zimbabwe after being found with a blood-filled pot. Christopher Sabana, 34, struck his victim several times with a log before allegedly doing what he did. He was caught red-handed. I didn't write that. They did. In that village when a passerby saw him sucking the blood from the neck. So we got a vampire. Got a vampire. Bono warns that the existence of UN, EU, and NATO are threatened. Oh, no, please. Oh, yeah, we got to save the globalists, I suppose. Irish rock star Bono warned Monday that the United Nations and other international institutions, including the EU and NATO, OTAN, it's the backwards writing, NATO, OTAN, it's not a cult at all, right, are under threat, and nations must work together to ensure their continued existence. They've done more evil than good. Bono, the Dublin-born U2 singer and activist, gave a sobering speech to several hundred UN diplomats and staff at an event launching Ireland's candidacy for a seat on the powerful Security Council, saying, you can count on Ireland to do its part in that work. I just don't want to read much more, but it's just, I guess he's being a stooge for the globalists. We got to save the globalists, guys, because they're going to save us. They're going to pull the world together. And, eventually we'll have a one world religion, and there's going to be a leader, and it's going to be okay. If you don't want to be a part of it, we're going to chop your head off. We're going to hunt you down with drones and robot creatures and robot dogs and monsters. And, nothing to worry about, though. It's cool. Just come be a part of it. Put a chip up in you, and there you go. It's going to be all right. Gangster escapes French prison by helicopter with 3 armed accomplices using smoke to block cameras. I saw this as a pretty crazy story, man. It's it's very much like something out of a movie or a TV show. The top gangster is on the run after escaping a French prison by helicopter. He was flown out of the prison the morning of the story, I guess, with the help of 3 heavily armed accomplices. The 46-year-old robber was taken from the visiting room to the chopper, which had landed in the prison's courtyard. He then made his escape from the building, with the aircraft later found partially burned. Hours on, Fade remains on the loose with a huge manhunt underway. I guess that's the guy. There's the helicopter. Pretty crazy, huh? The gangster also took 4 guards hostage during the earlier prison break before fleeing in a getaway car. And I guess that was the first time he did it and he got caught. But anyway, just want to share that one. Thought it sounded pretty wild. Here's a news story I think we get to watch. Let's see. I think this is, yeah. Let's check this out. Looks like it's short, real short.
Well, prosecutors say a Sussex County man was having a psychiatric event when he shot and killed his wife of nearly 60 years. Officers found Loretta Salokas. Prosecutors say a Sussex County man was having a psychiatric event when he shot and killed his wife of nearly 60 years. Officers found Loretta Salokas shot to death early morning yesterday at the couple's Franklin home. 79-year-old Joseph Salokas told investigators he believed his wife was possessed. He called 911 to report the shooting. Prosecutors say he is being treated.
There you go. There's always these crimes, and I really think they're on the rise. I've been showing this in some of my videos for a few years now, but it's a lot of these occulty type crimes. Perhaps she was possessed, or maybe he was the one that was possessed, or maybe no one's possessed. I don't know. No, I think somebody's probably possessed, because there's stories all the time like that. Wow, this one right here. I don't like, making snide remarks on people and cutting people down or whatever, but just Hillary Clinton sometimes is a real exception for me. I even get an ill feeling kind of looking at her, and I know I've described her as a creature before. I'm sorry. But what on earth is she wearing? Hillary's moo ignites the internet. That's a fun word. Moo just kind of rolls. Moo. Was it a moo? Maybe. A house coat? Could be. A duster? A popover? Possibly. But whatever it was that Hillary Clinton wore at a public appearance on Saturday, it set the internet on fire. This creature right here almost was your president. It was almost your president. I really think that would have been the end of America. I do. She would have finished Obama's work, 8 years of his stuff and implanting his people. And then, give the reins to this creature right here. The creature in the moo. I know I shouldn't say bad things about people. She makes me ill. The two-time presidential loser spoke at Ozzy Fest, a 2-day festival in Central Park, which for the record has nothing to do with Ozzy Osbourne. She wore a light blue muumuu or housecoat or duster over white pants and tan canvas shoes. Oof. Here's what some people have been saying. Everybody's kind of, I guess this did set the internet on fire. This one's interesting. Somebody's speculating she's covering up a massive colostomy bag right there. I don't know. Or maybe that's some huge demonic alien type parasite, just sucking on her leg. It's just sitting right there, just sucking on her leg. It's kind of like controlling her mind, That's probably what it is, guys. I'm sure that's what it is. No doubt. That moo dough, right? That moo. Ugh. Could have been your president. Came real close. Facebook criticized for removing 400-year-old topless Jesus painting over nudity rules. The move comes after Facebook removed one of its ads featuring Rubens' famous Descent from the Cross painting. The organization responded by making a video entitled 16th Century Rubens Paintings versus 21st Century Social Media Regulations. Video features uninformed FBI social media inspectors patrolling an art gallery and asking visitors whether they have social media accounts. Any who admit to using social media are shepherded away from paintings featuring nudity and towards those where all the subjects are fully dressed. Oh, that's the word I was looking for earlier. It's the new morality, right? This is the new world morality, right? It's plastic. Anyway, there you go. Look at this guy covering her eyes. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, this naked picture of Jesus. Thank you for covering our eyes. Thank you so much. Okay. Dumb. Just dumb. We're in the idiocracy. Man who is 90% covered in tattoos has his wiener removed as it interferes with his look. Adam Curlykale, 32, from Kaliningrad in Russia, decided to start tattooing his body, including his eyeballs, with black ink after he was diagnosed with cancer 12 years ago. The 32-year-old, who also has albinism, says he started tattooing himself because he felt depressed by his pale skin. And after getting almost 90% of his body covered, Adam felt that his wiener ruined his look, so he paid to undergo the extreme surgery. He has now shared pictures with his fans on social media after having his wiener, nipples, and testicles removed. I know I'm saying wiener a lot, but I'm just, we got stories about wieners tonight, folks. I can't help it. This is what I find. Adam became famous in 2017 after taking part in a TV show Second Face in Poland, where he said he wanted the tattoos to cover the blemishes that were left behind by the cancer. He's totally just like, when I see these people do this, it's like they're erasing themselves, It looks like they're just erasing themselves. I feel bad for these people. I don't know. Here you go. It's crazy. See, I tell guys, I can't help it. This is what's out there. There's a lot of stories about this subject right now. Don't get mad at me, all right? Woman may have served ex-lover's remains at a barbecue. Michigan woman already sentenced to life in prison for the death of a former lover may have served his remains as barbecue to unsuspecting neighbors. That is just so foul. With a plot similar to fried green tomatoes, Kelly Marie Cochran said she and her then husband chopped up and killed Chris Regan and then served his remains at a neighborhood barbecue in Detroit. Cochran also pleaded guilty to the strangulation death of her husband and received a 65-year sentence. So her and her ex did this, and then she killed the husband, I'm guessing. Court documents say Kelly Cochran told investigators she killed her husband because he took the only good thing in her life with Reagan's death. Michigan prosecutors maintained she lured Reagan to her home, where her husband shot Reagan and then helped dismember him and hide his remains in the woods. Anyway, we got enough of that. That's pretty crazy. Psycho. Instagram deletes meme on Planned Parenthood killing black babies. Now, here's truth. I've done a lot of videos in the past, even some of my KJ Osborne channel about Planned Parenthood and what it's all about. Also, its connection to witchcraft and all that too. But Instagram and Facebook deleted a meme by a black activist comparing the number of babies Planned Parenthood kills each month to the black babies killed by the KKK. These numbers are real. There were 4,743 lynchings of blacks and whites from 1882 to 1968 in the U.S. There are 6,300 black babies aborted each week. I mean, guys, if that doesn't hit you right there, right? Margaret Sanger was a racist, major racist, and she's one of the people behind Planned Parenthood. And just some people just don't want to know this stuff. They don't want to think about it. No, man. Planned Parenthood's cool, man. It's okay. Get your hands off my womb. Get your fingers off my ovaries. Whatever. It's just, but this is, they're wiping people out. And black communities were targeted by this as well. Christian Post reported Instagram deleted a meme comparing the number of blacks lynched by KKK to the number of black fetuses aborted by Planned Parenthood. Ryan Baumberger, black co-founder of the pro-life Radiance Foundation, who was conceived during the rape of his mother, is defending a controversial meme he created blasting abortion giant Planned Parenthood as worse than the KKK, after Instagram said it encourages violence. While writing this article, we were censored by deities of diversity. Apparently, Instagram deleted our post, threatening to restrict or disable our account if we violate their guidelines again, but we didn't violate any guidelines. Baumberger wrote, "They hate the truth." Look at this. They hate the truth. Good for this guy for trying. Wow. And this guy, he's another one. I can't look at him for very long. Some of these people just make me ill, but I just wanted to pop this out there because Michael Morris says we're living in the Handmaid's Tale IRL in real life. If you haven't seen The Handmaid's Tale, it's based on a book. They did a movie many years ago, and now it's a TV series. I guess they're in a second season now. But you're right, Michael. You're right, Michael Moore. We are living in the Handmaid's Tale in a way, but the original Handmaid's Tale. Go watch the original film. Go look at the book, okay? The original bad guys in the Handmaid's Tale are literally the Illuminati. Literally. I mean, it's an older movie. Go watch it, like from the late 70s or 80s, maybe something. It's older. It's an older film, maybe 80s. But in that, it's pyramids with eyes, and it's all Illuminati stuff. And these are the bad guys, right? But now in the new version, who do you think the bad guys are? The Christians. Yeah, it's the Christians. They're the new bad guys. So, yeah, Michael, we are kind of living in the Handmaid's Tale in a way, but not the way this new series is trying to put it out there. Of course, it's always the Christians, In the new series, it's about there was a holy war, in America. Christians, took over, and now they're the bad guys, man. They're just, it's all about, keep your hands off my womb. Keep your fingers off my ovaries. I mean, it's just that same, this is the narrative, man. And it comes out in a lot of different ways. And they spread this predictive programming and social engineering through their entertainment, right? Anyway, let's get him off the screen. I don't like that guy. Man was awoken by demons before killing his girlfriend, a mother of one, with a Bible, a frying pan, and a pipe. A Florida man charged with murdering his friend using a frying pan, Bible, and a pipe, we got it, told police he was sorry and he had been awoken by demons when he fatally attacked the woman. These stories are important to me. I put them a lot in my videos as well, and I always report on them here as well because people